I finished a podcast series by Gizmodo. I think it's called The Getaway. And
The Gateway?
Or The Gateway, and it focuses on your girl, Teal Swan.
Who's not my girl.
Oh,
I don't know this lady. Where'd you find it?
When I was listening to that episode of Mormon Stories that had her ex-friend on it,
yeah,
the host and her were both talking about the series.
Was it on Netflix or was it on...
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, it's a 6-part series. It's a little bit too NPR-ish in the way they edit into sounds, and they'll say, when we come back, we'll tell you this. And then some of the times when they say that it's an ad break, and other points it's just a little bit of music.
Okay, and how long is each part?
It varies, but they're between I'm not counting the first episode because that's like a preview thing, which I didn't even bother to listen to.
Right.
I saw that it said that that's 3 minutes long.
Wow.
But the episodes are between 35 minutes and maybe 50 minutes.
Wow.
In length. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
I think NPR is a little bit too overproduced for my taste.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Gizmodo is different, but it feels like it's in that vein.
Right.
I like the series, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think to myself, if I had access to the Acacia records, I would have just known what went on in that podcast and not even had to listen to it.
The Acacia records.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yes. The guy who hosted actually interviews Teal Swan a couple times during the course of the podcast. And he goes to one of her retreats. Says it's very weird. I won't give everything away because it's a good one to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things he says is there's a day where people get their breakfast and don't eat it for 2 hours because Teal isn't there.
Wow.
She comes downstairs with her then husband. I don't know if they're still married, but she's apparently has been married 4 different times.
I wonder why.
Yeah. And they had an argument because she thought that he wasn't spending enough time with her during the retreat because he's building a sweat lodge.
Wow. That's just... Oh, you're not spending time with the smartest person in the world.
Why don't you want to be with the leader of the Teal tribe?
Right, exactly.
Might as well kill yourself. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, we're clowning on Teal Swan just because she's so easy to clown on.
Again, this will probably be the last time, at least for a while.
At least for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless she has any more shenanigans, and in that case, we'll be on top of it.
Exactly, or in case we just want to and forget that we did this before.
And I was joking when I said, hey, maybe B.D. Hyman should meet with Teal Swan and try to exorcise her of her demons or whatever.
Tell me about Mother.
Tell me about Mother. and then in turn, Teal Swan tries to get her repressed memories, which sounds really suspect.
It'll be tell me about Mother, but hold on a second. I'm going to get some popcorn.
I have to get my cold breakfast that I didn't eat for 2 hours.
Yes. Well, we're going to get back to Teal Swan, but B.D. Hyman... Do you think that there is a mental illness there, or it's sexual abuse, or maybe her husband is a bad influence on her?
I don't know that maybe there is mental illness, but she's got some nutty theology that doesn't, I don't agree with. But I don't know that she's mentally unstable. Maybe she is in some ways because of her mother.
Yeah.
But I don't know that she's completely deranged.
In my opinion, she seems pretty out there.
She does, but I don't know that she's as out there as Teal Swan is. I don't know that she's... I couldn't tell you because I'm not... I'm not like a psychologist or a psychiatrist that could diagnose it, but there's some nutty things that B.D. Hyman has said, and I don't agree with everything she said.
Right. I would say to compare her to Teal Swan is unfair, though, because you're comparing her to somebody who, in my opinion, is really out there. So, of course, he's going to seem closer to normal if you compare her to her, as opposed to looking at the general population and then seeing where B.D. Hyman fits into that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, It's hard to say because they're different kinds of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's hard to say which one is the crazier, but generally speaking, right? It sounds like, I don't know. It sounds to me like you could probably have a somewhat of a normal conversation with B.D. Hyman than Teal Swan, only because she's not talking about repressed memories, not trying to make you think that you've been abused. I don't know.
I don't think you could.
You don't think
she just seems so angry in her videos?
Really?
And I know that's part of B.D. Hyman's shtick. So maybe she just, mean mugs for the cameras.
Does she seem angry? I don't know.
I think she seems really angry.
Really? I guess I didn't. Maybe I didn't watch enough of her videos to notice it.
Yeah. I just don't think that you could have a normal conversation with her. Now, if it could turn out that maybe all of her allegations are true, and she's angry because she's trying to get the truth out there, and she's found the one actual path to God, right? And she's concerned about not just exposing her mother, but also saving everybody's souls. And that could be a huge burden, but something tells me that's not the case.
Yeah, she's got some weird theological stuff going on. Like, she says that she can bind or you can bind spirits, which you can't. Doesn't matter if you can say that all you want to, but we really don't have that authority. And the only authority was given to the apostles during the ministry of Jesus. So anyway, that's another topic in itself. But yeah, and then what she's talked about with mother, about mother.
Yep.
Now she says mother. She sounds very resentful towards her mother, is what I'm trying to say.
I would say that.
Yeah.
I used to think, this will not surprise you, that all Christians were basically cult members. And people would push back on me. But one day I'm listening to some podcast or an audiobook, and I hear a great differentiator between religion and cults, right? And obviously there is going to be some overlap in this. So even you would agree that there are some extreme Christians who would fall into that cult life. But for the most part, it's not the case.
No,
and here's the difference. And this is no way an endorsement of Christianity either. But the difference between, I guess, somebody who's religious and a cult member is, can you have a time when you're away from it? So, yeah, it's great that a Christian goes to church and maybe they're involved in that. But if all their free time is spent in church and all their money goes to the church, then you might want to look at it as a cult-like activity. And if all you're allowed to talk about is how things relate to the church, that's when things get a little bit tricky. But that's not the case with most Christians.
No, it isn't. I think that they would even say, if they have a ministry, for example, they would even say, if your ministry is becoming your God, then there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Or if the church is becoming your God, if reading scriptures, and that is good to read scriptures, but if that's becoming something of an obsession, there's something wrong.
Exactly.
So yes, there is time for that. You have to, and because most Christians will give 10% of their earnings to, they'll dedicate 10% of their earnings to God, but if they're giving like all of their earnings or their house, right?
Yeah.
Their entire life savings, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. Like, you shouldn't be giving your life savings to a church.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where it gets really, 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 really tricky in that area.
The Teal Swan podcast, to get back to that and her craziness, they interviewed a couple, or I guess an ex-one, in this docuseries, I guess you would call it. And the basic gist of it is, the husband found some Teal Swan videos on YouTube, gets into the Teal tribe community in 2014. Now, he'd had a son with his previous wife that him and the new wife were raising. They also had a daughter, and the wife was pregnant with another kid. But in 2014, he goes to an event. I hope I'm getting the dates right. And he told the wife that he was going to be back on Sunday. He doesn't come back until Tuesday. And the next day he said, I think we need to break up. Because, Teal said that we're not meant for each other or something like that.
Oh, because of the blood, right?
I think it had to do with blood.
That's insane.
I think so, but I could be wrong. Because human memory is fallible. And there was all this other stuff, like he had quit his job, but the wife didn't know about it until 6 weeks later because he had posted something on Facebook and it looked like it was from their home. So she called his boss, and the boss said he had quit here 6 weeks ago. There was one day which he came home and he said, I'm meeting with Teal Swan virtually, but it wasn't like on Skype. He was trying to meet with her by projecting his mind and meeting up with her, I think, on the astral plane. And she basically slapped him and called him a dumbass, which honestly, I'm not for violence, but I could see that. There are exceptions. So they separate, and because she's pregnant and has her one daughter, and she wasn't expecting this to happen, her income is basically cut in half.
Wow.
Is the impression I got. So she had to move back in with her mom.
Oh.
Right? And this guy had to move back in with his mom. And I think of what happened to this guy's son, right?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, because he has had like a somewhat stable environment. Now he doesn't.
And now he doesn't, yeah.
Exactly.
So you never found out what happened to the son?
No.
Oh, wow. That's got to be really hard. And it's all because of Teal Swan.
Well,
maybe not all of Teal Swan, but
Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
So it appeared from the documentary that she was not the best influence in this guy's life. Having said that, whenever I hear stories of somebody being taken in by a cult, I wonder, is it the cult member who's at fault or is it the cult leader? Meaning, if it wasn't Teal Swan, would it have been somebody else?
I think it's absolutely the cult leader's fault. So
you don't think if Teal Swan wasn't a thing, you don't think that this guy would have found somebody else to basically throw his life away for?
Okay, maybe I should rephrase it.
Go ahead.
I don't know that he would have found somebody else, but Teal Swan was the one that captivated his attention.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah. So I don't know that he would be I don't know if he was conditioned to look for cults, because he probably didn't think it was a cult.
Yeah, that's fair. And also this speaks to something with like Facebook and YouTube algorithms, right? So why are they... Listen, I think everybody should have free speech, and I think that Teal Swan should be able to upload her videos.
Right.
As far as
I agree.
As far as I know, she's never been in court and convicted of anything. So
yeah,
But having said that, does that mean that YouTube has to recommend those videos to people, or that Facebook has to recommend Teal Tribe, links to people who are in trouble?
That's a good question, because why do we even have to have recommendations?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. I remember like even 10 years ago, we didn't have recommendations for other links or other channels.
Oh, I remember that on YouTube.
Really? 10 years ago?
Back in the day, yeah.
I don't remember that.
But
maybe there's something I didn't notice either.
I get it, because you want to keep people on your platform. However, do you have to recommend stuff like this?
Because that could potentially be very dangerous.
Yeah. And then there also is an argument. Now, again, I haven't done enough checking into it, but the implication that I'm getting from watching a lot of stuff about Teal Swan, and I'm not an expert and I'm not a lawyer, is that she promotes the idea of suicide. Well, suicide is a form of violence. Violence is not protected under free speech. So then it becomes a question: should she be allowed to upload these videos?
Absolutely, but it's like, I mean,
I don't know the answer to that.
And it's kind of, it's hard. Like, what about racist Nazism on YouTube?
Yeah,
right. I remember back in the day, there, and I think I was watching Jenny Jones at this time. there was a guy who had Nazi propaganda on a website. There was actually a Nazi website. And this is back when there was no YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was going back and forth with this. And keep in mind, I was like a teenager at the time and my mind wasn't quite developed yet. But I was going back and forth. Like, should people be introduced to Nazi propaganda, like Nazi music and all that? Or, or should it be completely taken off of the internet? Now, one part of me says, yes, it sounds very violent and very illegal. But another part of me says, well, if it's on the internet, it's easily exposed.
Exactly. And that's kind of where I fall is expose all ideas and let the best ones win. However, for real, violence is not protected under free speech laws.
Yeah. So if you call someone a name and then you also top it off with I'm gonna kill you and your family.
Yeah. That's not protected.
That's not protected. And you can go to jail for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of tricky. I do think things need to be exposed because the more it's exposed, the more people know about it, and the more these people that are running these propaganda sites can be brought to justice.
Yeah.
At the same time, it can be very dangerous.
Exactly. It's a very slippery slope.
Yes.
And I fall in your side to where all the information should be available, but we should also be aware that part of this means that there are going to be some people who are going to be negatively impacted and who might fall down a rabbit hole of Nazism or become a member of the Teal tribe or whatever it is, right?
Especially children. I worry so much about children that are looking at this like they should not have access to it.
Yeah, and Nazism and Teal tribe is not as bad as Nazism.
No, it isn't.
But I'm giving examples.
But the Teal tribe is really, it sounds very, very
suspect.
Suspect, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Acacia records. And I'm not even sure if that's the right pronunciation.
Is it acacia? Acacia is a tree.
Yeah, you're right, because there's...
Acacia wood is a wood.
And the acacia bush is what they think the burning bush was, which is also very high in DMT. But anyways, acacic. And I'm a white guy, so I mispronounce stuff a lot. And I'm dyslexic. And I'm blind.
Are you playing the woke card? The woke card now?
As a straight white male, I don't think I have any right to do that. But I believe, and Jaylo will back me up, that it's pronounced the Akashic Records.
I think it is. I don't know. Or maybe it's Akashic. I have no idea. Yeah. I don't even know how to spell it.
Which is this thing that's popularized in like New Age sources about these are these records that'll tell you everything that's gone on and everything that's going to go on. And Teal Swan claims that she has access to the Akashic Records, at least in the podcast I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's kind of confronted by the host, she says, well, some things I'm able to access and some things I'm not.
She just went back on it.
Yeah. Well, and it's good that she did, because then the question becomes, well, then she's really a horrible person, right? Because if she has access to everybody's thoughts and anything that's ever happened or going to happen, my question would be, well, why isn't she turning in serial killers that have killed people within, let's say, the last 5 years? Because if she has access to all the information ever, then she would know that stuff.
Well, and then my question was, what about stuff that happened to kids that was never reported?
Exactly. That she could stop with. Or we could take it to a more extreme case. Where was she a month before 9/11?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, she would have been a teenager.
Right, and she might make the claim that back then she didn't have the access to the Akashic Records, but she has it now, and there's stuff that she could stop now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now she's claiming that she has access to it, but only part of it, which doesn't make any sense.
That makes me really question the fact, or maybe it isn't a fact, that she was supposedly taken in by a family friend and sexually tortured, because if she's going to claim that she knows everything in the Akashic record, she could have stopped her. She could have stopped her parents from letting her go with that family friend.
Yeah, now I believe...
Yeah.
Oh, the police are coming for Teal.
Oh.
No, that's humor. That's a joke.
Just kidding.
That she says even though this guy did all this horrible stuff to her, he did teach her a lot about the quantum realm.
The quantum healing?
Quantum healing, something like that. So she may have gotten access because she was in this situation. I don't know. There's also, I don't want to give all the podcasts away, but there's a lot of stuff with repressed memories and how that's been challenged over the years. And Teal's therapist, from what we can tell, allegedly is a big proponent of repressed memories, even though it's been debunked, or her ex-therapist.
Is it Barbara Snow?
That's the name of the lady they say in the documentary. Again, I don't know this stuff firsthand, but I only know what I've heard. So maybe I don't. As Howard Stern used to say when somebody would make accusations on his show, I don't know anything.
I don't know anything.
I loved when he would do that when somebody would say something that like is legally binding, and he would be like, well, that's your opinion, and the person would be like, but Howard, you know this is true, and he'd be like, I don't know anything, right?
I don't know anything.
Yeah, but I seriously, all I know is what I've heard about her in these various podcasts and what I've heard friends say about her over the years, and the few videos I've watched of her, and I always thought that she was a little bit too intense for my taste. And you can see why.
I could definitely see why, even just by that piece. And what was even funnier was when we were looking back on that Idaho thing, and the lady was talking to the interviewer that interviewed her. It's like, I bet that was really hard to sit across from her, across the table from her for 3 hours. Like, and he's like, yeah, and you know, the stuff that she told me was pretty hard to hear, but then I thought, this really can't be true. And there was just something about it that was really, like, he said that there was something really off about the interview. And I was even questioning it too, because when someone is that traumatized, yes, there are people that are so traumatized that they are also desensitized to it. But there are people that are so traumatized that they can't even talk about it, or they cry every time they talk about it, or they show some kind of emotion.
And also, if she's claiming that she saw children sacrificed, well, where are the parents at? Where are the records of these kids existing? Where, you know, there's missing...
She couldn't even talk about it.
Yeah, there's missing child services. Why can't we find any information on this? Now, the podcast I listened to this morning, the wrap-up of the last episode of the Gateway podcast, or the Getaway, whatever it's called.
The Gateway.
They were saying that Teal is working to try to get an alternative to the National Suicide Hotline out.
Really?
Now, this podcast, I believe, came out a few years ago. So, and it's his interpretation of it. Who knows if she's actually still going along with those plans. I don't know anything, but that's what I heard.
Well, what kind of alternative would that be if she wants to change it?
I guess I don't know the specifics. I don't remember the specifics.
Can you imagine if she applied for a job on that hotline, and instead they had to fire her because she was telling people to kill themselves?
And we don't know that she do that. That was my humor.
What I think is even really freaky too, because as you know, our first episode was about Ted Bundy's book.
Frying Ted.
Yes.
But it was about the book, The Stranger Beside Me. That's the name of the episode, though.
And I just thought it was so interesting that Anne Rule was working beside Ted Bundy at a suicide prevention hotline.
Yeah, and she said that he was really good at his job, too.
Which is even weirder, considering that he killed so many women. Wow. He really was a chameleon.
He was.
And also a very complex guy who thought he knew everything.
Exactly, yeah.
Who thought he was smarter than everybody. And it was just so eerie, just listening to him being interviewed by anybody. It just seems so eerie.
Because he was a creepy dude.
He was a creepy dude, and he just thought he could outsmart anyone. And it sounds like Miss Teal Swan believes that she can outsmart anyone.
A joke I told to you this morning. I have had a major falling out with somebody who is a Teal Swan supporter. And I said, and this was humor. Mm-hmm. I said, I wish I would have known these allegations when I still knew this person, because I would have encouraged them to, explore Teal Swan's work a little bit further.
Repressed memories.
Yes. So here's a question for you. Do you think that somebody like Teal Swan looks at what they're doing, and not the public face, but when they're in private, and thinks to themselves, I'm doing the Lord's work, or because they've convinced themselves of that? Or do you think that they know it's a scam?
I don't believe that they think it's the Lord's work, or maybe she probably doesn't call it the Lord's work.
But you know what I mean.
I honestly think she's laughing to herself and saying, I'm profiting off of these people. Yeah. I'm profiting off of these people, and they're stupid enough to believe me. Uh-oh. I really think she does.
Wow.
I think she's like, oh yeah, I've got so many followers, I don't have to work. Yep. I'm profiting off of these people's emotions. And I think she's laughing them all the way to the bank, and that's just my opinion. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I honestly think she does.
Because sometimes people convince themselves of things.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think maybe either she has convinced herself that she is the smartest person in the world, or she really knows that she's scamming people out of a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So it could be either way. I kind of wonder if she really is knowing that she scams people out of money and she doesn't care.
It's interesting stuff, babes.
But when it comes to her own family, I don't know either.
Yeah,
she could be scamming them too.
You never know.
You never know.
Or maybe she's legit and we just don't understand her powers.
I don't think she's legit at all. I think it's possible that she's very, very manipulative.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Judging by what she has told people.
It's also possible that things are framed in a certain way, but it doesn't look good for her, though.
No, all I can say is she's providing a lot of comedic material for the both of us.
That's right. We've come up with fake TV shows, y'all, that unfortunately we can never get made. One of them is called Swan and the Spawn. And it's about what happens if Teal Swan had like unruly kids. What would that be like as a comedy series?
But Mom, I don't want to be a new age guru.
Were you molested by your mother? No. Would you like to be? And these are jokes. They're not meant to be taken seriously.
Hence the laughter.
Exactly. Parody is okay under free speech laws.
Parody is okay. Parody is okay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you never hear about your girl outside of me, meaning that you never get a call from a friend of yours saying, or one of your relatives talking about, I'm joining the Teal tribe.
Oh no, I don't even think they know about her.
Oh, good.
No, and I know that my mom's going to stay away from her, so.
Yeah, because Teal, I don't think practices any form of Christianity or talks about the Bible.
It doesn't sound like
I could be wrong with that, but from what I've heard, it's not like she's big into the Bible.
I don't believe that, because I think if she believes that she knows everything about everybody in the world, then she probably doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Most likely she probably doesn't. Yeah. She looks to herself for spiritual help.
Any cops listening who are Teal Swan fans, start asking her about unsolved murders if she has access to so much information.
Yeah. Why don't people ask her about the JonBenet Ramsey case that everybody is still wondering about?
Or so many other cases out there.
Yes.
Less profiled ones.
Susan Powell.
Yeah, and for that matter, why not ask her for the cure for cancer?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, or the cure for AIDS.
Like, if I had access to all the information ever, yeah, it would be kind of fun to be a cult leader. But think how much more power you'd have if you just, like, solved murders and made up all these cures for diseases that actually worked. You'd have so much more influence over our culture.
Hey, maybe we should talk to her about Jacob M. Appel.
What about Jacob Emma Peel?
Well, remember Jacob, remember that documentary you showed to me?
Yeah, Jacob, that's a really
super, super smart.
Yeah.
He doesn't, to me though, it doesn't seem like he believes that he's the smartest person in the world.
Yeah, he seems very low key. He actually kind of reminds me of a friend of mine I had back in the day. The one who I went to see Robin Williams with, the one who I ruined the friendship. Yeah, Jacob Emma Peel seems like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he does.
A little bit off, but not crazy or anything.
I can't believe like how many degrees he's got. Like he has a degree like as a doctor, and he's like super insane smart.
I read one of his fictional books, and it was pretty good. It was about this dude. I think it was called Millard Sultan's Last Day.
Is that the one where he's planning to kill himself?
Yeah, on his 75th birthday. It was pretty good.
Okay.
It wasn't the best book ever, but I did enjoy it.
Is it a book for kids, or is it a book for like a young adult?
No, I got the sense that it was for adults.
Oh, okay.
And Teal Swan fans. Because the guy kills himself.
Well, no, but anyway, no, that guy was very interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good there, Jaylo. And that was a joke, obviously. But moving on, babes.
Yeah.
There was a mass shooting last night in California.
Oh, really?
10
Where?
I think it was outside of Monterey.
Oh, wow.
Or Monterey Bay. And 10 people were killed. 10 other people were shot. And the gunman is on the run.
Uh-oh.
They, at least as of right now, they have not caught him.
You know what I think is really interesting?
Tell me.
Lot of the gunmen that have committed shootings recently have left behind some kind of like a manifesto.
I know, that's like a big thing, right?
A manifesto, or they have found his they have found their like rantings on a social media platform now.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, there is a morbid part of me that is kind of curious to read that stuff. I don't though, but I could see the appeal of reading that. And I could see why some people want to, but I get a little bit freaked out now when news organizations read portions of manifestos like that on the air, because it's kind of like you're giving a platform to a murderer.
Yeah, or they're saying, it's either a racist rant, or it's a rant against staunch conservatives, or it's a rant against
liberals,
some kind of like politician. Not liberals.
No, a lot of these people are conservative.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, that's been misinterpreted, bud. Not everybody was. Not
everybody, but there's a lot of people. But a lot of it too is also rants against women.
Yeah, like if it isn't women or rich people or Christians or whatever, yeah, I think it's interesting. The guy I told you about, I was talking to you about the guy Cho Sung-wee, the one that committed the Virginia Tech shooting. And I heard that he was really weird about making these very disturbing plays, like writing these really disturbing plays. Yeah,
and then you did joke with me that Teal Swan is going to finance the production of some of these plays, but that was a joke.
I did not joke about that.
Oh, that might have been me. Do you want to see these plays? Do you want to?
Do you want to?
I think you should. Anyways, enough Teal talk.
Maybe she'll finance a production called The Teal Plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like the Natasha Plays.
Yes. But I don't know. I don't really like that our country is known for mass shootings.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think our country is the only country known for mass shootings. I mean, think of what happens in countries like Syria, where there's an immense amount of violence, especially against women. How many Christians are being decapitated. I mean, mass shootings are horrible. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on in other countries.
Yes, but that doesn't excuse the mass shootings in this country. And I've noticed a lot of people say, well, why don't we have more metal detectors? But in my mind, if you're pro freedom, I want the freedom to go to some place without a metal detector. And it would make more sense to have sensible gun laws. Like, why can't we have a discussion about sensible gun laws?
Well, why does it have to be a sensible gun law when there have been instances where a person who actually had their firearm and knew how to use it responsibly killed the perpetrator off.
But that's very rare. It's happened a handful of times, I'll grant you that. But out of the number of mass shootings in this country, it doesn't happen nearly enough. And so that's why I would say that that's not good. Like, so the argument I've heard from right-wing people is, well, if we want to stop bad people with guns, we need more good people with guns. And to that I say, well, what about Uvalde, Texas?
Well, that's one of the solutions, but that's not the one size fits all solution.
Right, but it's also a very ineffective solution too.
That's not an ineffective solution. What about the woman who stopped the shooter from killing people? She took out her gun and shot the guy.
But how often does that happen?
Well, like I said, it should be happening a lot more often. And I think if instead of gun control people saying that every gun should be taken away, what about the guy that was at the mall who prevented another guy from shooting more people and he killed him off?
What about the 400 cops with guns who looked the other way as this guy was massacring kids in Uvalde? And yes, that is an extreme example. I'll grant you that, but it is still a realistic example.
Look. Nobody's saying that they were right in doing that. Okay, both sides are saying that that something went wrong and they should have done more, and they should have let the parents try to find their kids. That's not a question at all, but to say that there should be sensible gun laws, I don't know that may help in some way, but I don't know that it's a solution.
See, but here's the thing. I don't think that we should take all guns away, but there should be realistic gun laws. Like maybe we don't, just allow anybody to own a gun.
What I want to know is who was the guy who shot these people? If it was a kid, like I think the one who shot the people at that grocery store, the market.
Yeah.
Peyton, whatever his last name was, he was a young guy. Why didn't anybody notice anything and stop? Why wasn't like Child Protective Services called?
But in a lot of these cases, that does happen, and they don't do anything about it.
And then in some cases, some of them were illegal, and they were deported more than once.
Okay, maybe in some cases, but in a lot of cases, Child Protective Services knows about this stuff, and they just don't do anything. Right? Or the FBI or local officials know about this stuff and they just don't do anything. Like, who is that Robert Crepo dude or Cremo?
Primo.
I think
it's Primo. I don't know
what
his last name is.
This douchebag, everybody knew that he was a threat and the cops just decided to look the other way with it.
Yeah, I know. I think that once somebody's on an FBI list for an actual crime or somebody that is on the FBI list and they should be taken care of right away. I'm not, but I don't know. There's not a clear-cut answer as to how this could happen.
I don't think one thing's gonna fix it, but I think if one, we don't allow mentally ill people to own firearms. And two, if you ever get, like you were saying, if you ever get on an FBI watch list, your right to own a gun gets taken away.
Absolutely.
Yep. So those are two sensible things.
Those are two sensible things.
And maybe we say, okay, well, in this country, we say that you're not allowed to drink until you're 21. Maybe you shouldn't be allowed to own a gun until you're 21. And that doesn't mean that you can't go out hunting with your dad or responsible gun owner on the weekend, but you're not allowed to own a weapon until you're that age, right? And we also say, and again, this is something you're not going to like, if there's a parent and their gun gets used in a mass shooting, then they're going to have to face some consequences too. But so that's what I would do.
Oh.
That's what I would do, babes.
Okay, I know. You told me that before.
Yeah. Very good there, Jaylo.
Very good.
Yeah. So hopefully they catch this dude.
Yeah, they should. I don't think he'd be able to be on the run, and most likely he probably left something behind.
And don't once he's caught, we don't need to see his face on TV or on the cover of Rolling Stone or anything like that. Wasn't there that thing, babes, where I know it wasn't a gunshot, but they put the Boston bomber on the cover of Rolling Stone.
The two brothers.
And they try to make it like the best picture, so they look like basically supermodels or something.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that, but I thought, I remember this happened because this happened like the day after my 33rd birthday. It literally happened the day after. And a friend of mine who was going to school in Boston, a music school in Boston, which I won't say what the name of it is at the moment, but his phone was just blowing up because he was in the Boston area and his family was just like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine." Because it happened during the Boston Marathon, obviously, and I was like, "Wow."
By the way, I think there's only one music school in Boston, so people can pretty much put it together what the school was. But I still love you.
Oh my goodness! How do you know that there's one music school in Boston? Is there?
I know of one.
I know of one too.
Exactly. And I think most people who know music know of one music school in Boston.
Oh my goodness.
But we're not going to say the name.
Folks!
Oh, what? I love you, babes. What's that for?
You're mocking boy.
I'm not mocking
you're
boy,
mocking
babes.
boy.
I am honest boy.
No.
Give your honest boy kiss. And don't hurt your honest boy. Your honest boy is very fragile. Kiss the honest boy, babes. Kiss the honest.
You say sorry.
Sorry, I was honest.
Hey!
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, babes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Did that hurt?
No.
Okay.
No.
I wasn't trying to hurt you.
Well, good.
Good.
Yeah, so hopefully they catch this creep and
lock him up and throw away the key.
Don't make him a rock star.
No. Why what you know what they should do? Once they catch him, have a trial or do whatever, or lock him up without bail.
Mm-hmm.
Throw away the key.
Well, have a trial. You still need
I'm sorry, have a trial. Go throughout the trial and say, okay, this person has been sentenced to whatever it is.
A slap on the wrist.
Not a slap on the wish.
Okay. I say the death penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And not just like a humane thing. Let's be a little bit fun about this. No, I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know that having him being fed to lions is I don't know.
Well, they used to do that back in the day. We could, if you know what? Okay, how about this? If the media is so intent on making superstars out of these mass shooters, then let's take it to the next level and let's have them be fed to lions on national TV. And that way the media gets to do their special about these serial killers and whatnot. And you make it a pay-per-view thing to where the money that people spend buying the pay-per-view of watching these serial killers or mass shooters get fed to lions, that gets divvied up and given to the families of the victims.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
What do you mean that sounds terrible?
Yeah, I don't know that anybody would want to pay to watch that.
Uh-oh. Yes. It's just an idea, babes. They're not all winners. But I'm saying if they're going to make him into stars anyways, I might as well do that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my badness.
What?
White gash. Babes.
Yep.
We're hanging out in the living room yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And you ordered from Instacart.
Yes, I did.
Things did not go initially the way we would have hoped.
It didn't go well the first time.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to get there by 2:15-ish.
And it was kind of like delayed too, wasn't it?
It was, and that's why they waived my priority thing, which was nice of them to do, actually.
Yes.
So so by the time it was 2:33, I give them a rating. I give the delivery person a bad rating because they didn't even deliver it to me. No call, nothing outside my door. And so I chatted with somebody very nice, and they said, "I'm sorry this is going on. It must be very frustrating. But what I can do is I can refund you, or I can have a delivery, the delivery redelivered at a different window." And I said, "Can I please have it delivered at a different window?"
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Okay, it'll be here between 2:46 and 4:46." And it came by, what time did it come? Like 3-ish?
3 something.
3 something?
Yeah.
Something. And the person who delivered it did very well.
It's funny because you thought it was the same name of the dude who was supposed to shop for you the first time yesterday.
I did, but it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been funny too.
That would have been like, they're gonna be like, "No, you got a bad rating, so you're gonna have to deliver this again."
Yes.
I think that would have been great. but the person I was chatting with was super nice.
Yeah, that's good.
In fact, in the middle of what we were chatting about, he said, "In the meantime, how's your day going?" That's really nice. It's nice to have small talk with.
It's great. I'm listening. I'm hearing about Teal Swan and suicide. Couldn't be going better.
No. I didn't talk about that.
Nice. And we got the groceries. We only bought 3 things.
Well, I only bought 3 things.
You only bought 3 things.
Not you.
Oh. The royal we, right?
The royal we?
Yes.
All right.
You got toilet paper.
I needed that.
Yeah, it's not going to last long, but you got it.
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Bubs.
What?
I don't use it like in an entire week.
Okay, give me a kiss then.
No.
Why not?
You're mocking boy again.
No, I'm not.
You're teasing boy then.
No, I'm not. Here, give me a kiss.
No.
So I'm going to show you that I'm not mocking boy. I'll show you that I'm kissing boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. What were the other 2 items? It was like a cheesecake pie type thing.
Oh, it was a 2 Edwards chocolate cream pies, which actually were pretty good, but they were too small.
It kind of reminds me of those pies you used to get as dessert at Burger King back in the day.
Oh, I think they still have them.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, except they're smaller. I wish they were bigger.
Yeah.
Their apple pie is pretty good.
At Burger King?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
I don't know if they still have them, but the one I had was really good, and they also have these Hershey Sundae pies.
Okay, that might have been the one that I had.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do taste like that. But anyway,
I liked Burger King a lot.
I know.
But anyways, keep going.
I do too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like their onion rings.
Oh.
Anyway,
the other item.
The other item was, what was it? It was toilet paper, the pies, and what was the other thing?
Oh, I'm trying to think. What was it? It was because we had enough to do dinner. Mm-hmm. The pies were for dessert. We know what the toilet paper was for. But I'm trying to think. What was the? I don't even remember now.
It wasn't the puff pastry because we couldn't get that.
We couldn't get that. They didn't have it.
I think it was the let me think here. It wasn't cheese. It was not. It wasn't ham because I already had that.
You already had that. You had the bacon.
I had the chicken.
Yep.
It was
we already had the boomers.
Bubs.
Sorry, go ahead.
Stop it.
Okay.
It was what was it?
I don't remember, babes.
I really don't remember. I just watched it. I'm going to remember it later.
Yeah.
Right.
But irregardless of that,
I'll have to look on my order.
Anyway. Yeah. We got the 3 items and started work on our meal, which we wanted to do our chicken recipe again, except covered in ham, bacon, Swiss cheese, and then put into the puff pastry. But they didn't have that, so we made like a Malibu chicken type thing.
And we put some mushrooms in there and parsley, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious, and the chicken was so moist. Mm-hmm. And we had some dinner, and we were listening to some Brothers Casimiro, and we were also listening to it wasn't Lady Smith's Black Mambazo.
No, it was another Hawaiian artist, wasn't it?
It was the Brothers Casimiro, and
was it the Hawaiian Eye Band?
The Hawaiian style band.
Hawaiian style band.
Yeah, so we were just chilling out, listening to some Hawaiian music. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we started our movie night later, which I kind of figured we would because I'm glad this time we started it off before 7:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right before 7:30.
Right before, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We started it off with Sleepers.
Oh yeah, we bought tater tots. That's what it was.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Those were really good.
Those were good. They got cold kind of fast, but I did enjoy them. We ate a lot of tater tots last night.
We did, and unfortunately we had to throw them out because they were getting kind of soggy.
Yeah.
And it's too bad because the tater tots don't taste as good the next day.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
And we watched Sleepers.
Sleepers.
Do you want to give the overview, or do you
I will give the overview because
even though I read the book.
Even though you read the book.
All right, go ahead.
So basically, it's about these 4 friends who lived in a part of New York called Hell's Kitchen. It's a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. It was Michael, John, Tommy, and a guy whose name is Lorenzo, but they call him Shakes for a nickname. And Shakes is our narrator of the story, basically. I think he might have been played by Sean Astin. The older Sean Astin. Oh. He sounds like him.
Okay.
Anyway, they are a bunch of hoodlums, kind of, that are Catholic kids. They attend church regularly, and they're altar boys. And Father Bobby, who is played by Al Pacino.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I'm sorry. Robert De Niro. What am I talking about? Not Al Pacino. Robert De Niro, correct?
Roberto De Niro.
Okay, not Al Pacino. I'm sorry. I was thinking. I keep getting those two mixed up. I'm sorry.
A lot of people do because they're prominent.
And they make bad movies.
Yeah, they make bad movies now.
Now.
But back in the day, they were known for making excellent movies. They're prominent actors who both kind of became big because of the Godfather films. Mm-hmm. They've been in a couple other films together, like Heat. I think another couple films.
They're both Italians.
I don't know if Robert De Niro is Italian or not.
I thought he was.
He might be.
Okay.
But so you're not the only one who's done that.
Okay, anyway. So Robert De Niro plays Father, they call him Father Bobby. And the kids really do warm up to him, and he's one of the priests that they can trust. And so they get into some things where I think one of the kids is working for this guy named King Benny.
Yep.
Who I think was he a gang leader?
They never really say, but that's the implication.
Yeah. And he warms up to the kids and is kind of there throughout their lives. And there's this other guy that they call Fat Man, mm-hmm. who's kind of there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny. Kind of there too. So things are going on, and then they get into a really, really bad situation with this hot dog vendor where they were trying to steal hot dogs. They did steal hot dogs, but they were trying to let this the cart go. Because they also stole the cart. Yep. And leave the scene while the hot dog vendor's wondering where all his hot dogs are. And it ends up killing a guy because it doesn't kill him, but it really hurts him. It really hurts the guy, and the cart is in flames.
Yep.
And Shakes was saying that, we didn't, it was a bad situation, and we didn't even respect the hot dog vendor. We just wanted to steal food. It was free lunch to us. And each of them got sentenced to 18 months at this correctional facility called the Wilkinson Home for Boys.
Except for Shakes, because he was a little bit younger. So his sentence was 6 months to a year.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't on the scene, right?
No, he was involved.
Oh, he was on the... Okay.
He didn't steal the cart, but he stole the hot dog that led the guy to chase him. So his friends could steal the cart.
Yeah, I thought John was younger.
No, I think it was Shakes.
Shakes?
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, keep going, babes.
Anyway, so they're in the Wilkinson Home for Boys, and already they're being mentally tortured, physically tortured, and sexually tortured by this guard named Sean Noakes and Ralph Ferguson.
Yep.
Were the two main guards that were doing it. Sean Noakes was played by Kevin Bacon, which I didn't realize it was him, actually. And they were, each of them were sexually abused. And I know that you explained to me what happened on their last night together.
Yes.
In the home, which was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they didn't go into details in the movie, but they went into details in the book.
If they went into details in the movie like they did in the book, it would probably be like an NC-17 rated movie.
Yeah.
And even the portion in the book isn't that long. It's still like it's very disturbing.
Yes.
Yes.
Very disturbing, yeah. So years go by, and John and Michael happen to be at this bar, and they see... Was it John and Michael? Yeah.
It was John.
I'm sorry, John and Tommy.
Yep.
John and Tommy are at this bar, and they happen to see Sean Noakes eating by himself. One of them gets a gun. I think it might have been John. One of them. And they go there, and they're basically, the guy's like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, you don't seem to recognize us? Yeah, why don't you take a little time? It'll come to you." And then he realizes that those were two of the boys that he tortured.
Mm-hmm.
So he's eating his food and drinking his beer, and then each of them gets a turn at shooting him. One shoots him in the chest a couple of times, in the arm, and then finally one of them puts a bullet in his head, and he's left for dead, pretty much. He dies right there.
Yeah, and for real, they let this guy off easy. That's not how I would have handled it. Oh. But anyways, keep going.
Really?
What I would have done, babes, is I wouldn't have approached him. I wouldn't even have approached him.
Mm-hmm.
What I would have done was I would have followed him home so I knew his address, and then I would have gone after him and had like a weekend of fun with him before I put him down. If I was in the situation, which I was not, fictional movie version of reality, that's what I would have.
So they would have you would have had them do the same thing that he did to them.
Exactly.
And then killed him off.
But I would have starved him while doing it. I would, yeah. Rick can have some sadistic thoughts. This version of Rick in the multiverse.
You mean like they would have stolen his food and his drink?
Poured it on the ground, made him eat his food off the ground, all that stuff.
Huh.
Wow. They did in the movie and the book. And then I would have slowly tortured him and, But anyways, babes.
Wow. Well, that is pretty sadistic.
Oh.
Anyway, so they killed him right there.
Yeah.
Michael is now a defense lawyer. He's a lawyer right now, and he just did not think that he was going to have that happen.
He works for the prosecution. In the prosecution,
yeah.
Law.
Right.
Yes, prosecutor's office.
And time goes by, and he meets up with Carol Martinez, who sounds like she dated all four of them.
Well, they knew her.
Yeah.
And first off, Michael talks to Shakes and basically says,
that's right, Shakes, yeah.
I'm taking this case to prosecute them and intentionally lose.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shakes was the one that was talking to Shakes was the one that was talking to Carol.
Exactly.
And talking to Father Bobby. So yeah, Mike wants to take this to trial. Michael wants to take this to trial and prosecute. And so Shakes ends up telling Carol and Bobby everything. It seemed like she was liked by all the friends.
Yeah.
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 But she was the one, I think she was with Michael for a while. Anyway, so he tells Bobby and Carol everything, and that really makes Father Bobby think about, well, maybe I should be a witness.
Well, basically, he goes there and says, Father, we need a huge favor. You gotta lie.
Right.
And here's what happened in the group home. Now, we don't know, but it's easy to assume that the father had an idea that something like this took place.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons is because of the scene where he goes to visit the kids and he's talking to Shakes, and basically says, don't let this place break you. It broke a friend of mine.
Yeah, because they were both in that place.
Yeah. So, yeah, it may not have been Kevin Bacon who tortured Father Bobby and his friend, but it was probably somebody like him who worked there decades earlier. So he knows that this place is kind of shady already, but he doesn't know the details of what these 4 kids went through.
Yeah, and I kind of had a feeling he knew what could happen, because when Shakes was telling him, Father, I really don't want to face it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you have to face it.
Yep.
Eventually you have to face it. Yeah. So they go to court. There was some funny things that happened there because Dustin Hoffman plays an incompetent defense lawyer. Or it was really funny. He's looking through his. He was so good. I like that there was like a little bit of humor in it.
Yeah.
Did you it's like what did you have to drink and how much of that did you drink? It's like excuse me, we're talking about how much alcohol she drank. And Father Bobby said that he went to this game with the 4 boys.
No,
wait. What was it?
He went to the game with Tommy and John.
I'm sorry, not the 4 boys, Tommy and John.
Yep.
Yeah. And after Michael was done questioning him, Michael took out some ticket stubs.
The father
took out some ticket stubs. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And so they were found not guilty. And before the movie ended, they all had dinner together, Carol and the 4 guys.
Yep.
And how they were so thankful to Michael to getting them off free.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time that they were together, because Tommy and John were killed
within a year of each other. Like 3 or 4 years after the events of this.
And Michael does something else, and he's not practicing law anymore, and he's living alone.
Mm-hmm.
And Carol is still back to doing her social work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie is pretty true to the book. The main disparity would be that in the book, it takes a while before the thing with the hot dog stand happens. Like that's like halfway through the book. A lot of it is just like how these kids met each other while looking at these wrestlers and hanging out with these wrestlers and all the stuff they did together leading up to this and their family lives.
Did it also talk about because remember in the court scene when he's having all these flashbacks and Shakes is having all these flashbacks, and then when he's in the church, he's also having horrible flashbacks about what happened in the home. Is that talked about in the book?
It touches on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't expect them to put the part in the movie where they talk to the other guard. On the Stand?
Yeah, Ferguson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the book too.
Okay.
And I like the way they handled it in the book a little bit better, but the movie did a good job of doing it. I was very glad that they didn't wrap it all up in a nice bow. Like, yes, they got off, but it's not like they all lived happily ever after this. They get that one meal together, and that's great.
Right. Yeah.
But they still had to deal with real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the book. I think the book's better than the movie, but it's not so overwhelmingly better that I couldn't enjoy the film. Right. It's better, but it's the movie's worth watching.
The younger boys who played the younger versions of themselves were really good.
They were. Everybody was good in this movie.
Yeah.
Barry Levinson is a very underrated director. I like that he did this, and then his follow-up was Wag the Dog. Mm. Very different film.
I wonder how, and I've always had this question, like, for, like, really abusive scenes, mm-hmm. I wonder how the actors make it, I mean, obviously it's not really happening to them, yeah. But I wonder how they make it look as if it is, even though it's not really happening. Because they have to do, like, for the abusive scenes, especially in, when they're having those flashbacks of, what's going on with the kids in the home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. They probably have to angle the camera somewhat.
Well, and it's also different methods for different. Right. Yeah. It's not one tried and true way of doing it.
Yeah.
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 I enjoyed this movie. I'd give it a strong 7. What would you give it?
Yeah, I give it a strong 7 too.
Does watching this movie make you want to read the book?
I don't know if I need to read the book, honestly, because yeah, you said it was pretty true, but there's some stuff in there that I don't really want to be disturbed mm-hmm. about. Especially their last night at the home.
What does this movie teach us about how we treat young people who are guilty of crimes in this country?
I kind of wonder if, because, you've been hearing recently about violent criminals being released from prison.
Yeah.
I honestly think that they're being treated a lot better than those young boys that were there for correction.
That's what it seems like to me.
You know what I mean?
At least on the surface.
I mean, they're being treated like real criminals, and this is the first time that they have been there, and the guy did not die, and I mean, it's one thing to be rehabilitated, to learn how to teach them how to learn from their mistakes, but it's another thing to torture them in every way, shape, or form possible.
Yeah.
And violent criminals on death row are treated a lot differently than them.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't that hard for me to watch the movie, but some of the scenes in the book where they're at the boys' home mm-hmm. were super difficult for me to read.
Exactly.
Or listen to, because I had the audiobook, but you get what I'm saying.
And that's why I don't know if I could read it, because anything that has to do with sexual abuse is just so horrific. Mm-hmm. Horrific. And I've never gone through any of that when I was a kid. Thank goodness I have not. But I can't even imagine the torture that a child would go through if it's happening in their home or a home for girls or a home for boys. I can't even imagine what it's doing to their spirit.
Right.
What it's doing to their mind and their hearts. And I mean, forget the physical stuff. That's hard enough. But what is it doing to them as a person?
So here's an idea that I've been playing with for the last couple of days. And it's another thing that's uncrystallized. Mm-hmm. So I don't have any real answers to it. But I noticed from the people I've known who are into Teal Swan, and I know we keep going back to her, but go with me for a second. They always have, and I want to tread lightly because some of the people I know who are into her stuff, I'm still kind of friends with. Mm-hmm. But it seems like they have these delusions of grandeur in some ways. Like mm-hmm. they're going to start the best business, or there's spirits talking to them. And let's take it off of Teal Swan, because that's the easy target.
Yeah.
Let's say people in general I've noticed who seem to be suffering oftentimes will believe like they're the most intelligent person in the world, or they have these spirit animals, right?
Yes.
And
or may I say angels?
You can say whatever you want to. Yes. I'm not saying angels.
Okay.
When you talk to these people a little bit longer, oftentimes they'll tell you about some sort of abuse in their childhood, whether it was sexual or physical. Okay, so let's take that a little bit outside of Rick, right?
Yeah.
We know historically, and when we could talk till we're blue in the face about what is physical abuse, right? Some people think it's just spanking. I'm against spanking, but just saying that spanking is abuse is a step too far for me, but that's some people's take on it. But let's just say abuse is like a broad term, right? Whether physical or sexual. Let me try to land this. Throughout history, there have been these mythological tales, and it would be easy to pick on the Bible, but let's not go there. We could go with the story of Atlantis. We could go with people saying that there's mermaids. We could go with many other different things. And we also know that abuse of children has not meant the same thing throughout the generations, meaning that in various points of history, it was common to have sex with kids. It was common to have sex in front of kids. It was common to do things that would easily qualify as physical abuse to children now that back then was just done, right? And to give one example, so I'm not just ranting and raving, it was common to use little kids as chimney cleaners, like real little kids, meaning like under the age of 3, back in Victorian England.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I guess what I'm trying to get at is when you hear somebody, an adult, talk about these mythological ideas, the question I would ask, or the question I'm starting to ask is, are those things true, right? If they're not true, are they caused by some sort of abuse in early childhood years, and this is how your mind helps you get over it, by manifesting these fantasies? Yeah.
Well, some people would manifest it by having more than one personality.
Right. But did what I say just make sense? Because I'm not even sure it did.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I've met people that were abused and they're relatively normal.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have any delusions of grandeur. They don't think that they're like the most intelligent person to make up for what they didn't have or whatever.
They don't think that aliens are communicating with them.
Right. And they're actually open to talk about, well, this is something that really triggers me when I was abused, right? I've met people like that, and they're not abusive to children, and they're not abusive to their spouses or anything like that. But I think the people that really have some psychological stuff going on, I get it.
Yeah.
They have to deal with it, so they make fantasies about themselves like, I know everything in the Akashic records.
Right.
I know everything that happens to everybody in their past lives or their past. And it's so far-fetched that anyone with a mind that is that has developed normally will say, this is really strange. Why are you talking about that? And how do we know that that's not even that could even be possible?
And how many of our myths come from abused children? Right? So I don't know. I need to crystallize this more. I need to really sit down and think about it. But it has been coming up recently. Meaning I started thinking about it in these terms on Thursday night when I heard that Mormon Stories podcast.
What do you mean by myths about physical abuse from children? What does that mean?
No, not myths, but we have all this mythology, right? So let's take mermaids, for example.
Yeah.
Because that's easy. It's like a non-religious thing, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a theory, but I wonder, did the person who came up with the idea of mermaids, as an example, did that come out of some sort of childhood trauma that person had?
I don't know that that's true, because I've been kind of looking at, like, where did the folklores about fairies and elves and things, it didn't actually come from it sounded to me like that didn't come from childhood trauma. It just came from folklore. And
no. But what I'm saying is folklore stems from someplace, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so at some point, somebody told a story about a mermaid. Maybe it wasn't called a mermaid then because ideas evolve, but it was like about some sea creature who was somewhat human. Did that person who told that first story, was it because they experienced a creature like that? Because creatures die and we don't have all the records of every creature that ever existed. Or was it because they were abused as a child, so their mind came up with this sea creature, and then they tell that story, and then over time it develops into becoming a mermaid?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
And we won't know. But that's something that I've been thinking about recently.
I do want to read a book by George MacDonald where he uses folklore and fantasy and to tell a story and to bring truth to a story, even though he uses mythology to tell it. Yeah. I think it would be interesting. Like, there's a book called Fantastes that I want to read.
Interesting.
And the Princess and the Goblin is one of them.
Nice.
Another book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Good.
Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepers is a really interesting movie.
And towards the end, I realized why they called it Sleepers is because it was talking about kids that have gotten in trouble and they ended up in the system.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you recommend it to your family? If so, how do you discuss it with them to convince them to watch it?
I don't think I have to, really. I think they just I don't really have to convince people to watch movies. I mean, maybe I could, but a lot of times they watch stuff that they like anyway.
Yeah.
But maybe, I mean, I don't know. They know who Sean Astin is. I mean, maybe they would watch it because of Sean Astin.
They've heard of Brad Pitt.
And Brad Pitt. Which character did he play?
He was the older version of Michael.
Oh, that was him. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay. I didn't realize that. All right. Okay. Kevin Bacon was so unlikable in this movie.
Yeah.
But that is just a testament to how good of an actor he is.
He's great. He's underrated.
And but I've seen interviews with him, and he's talking about his band that he has with his brothers. He seems like a relatively down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
In interviews. And
he said that he lost pretty much all of his money with Bertie Madoff back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, but him and Keira Sedgwick, I think, were able to rebuild their wealth, or maybe not wealth, but I don't think they're going to be starving.
Didn't you say they almost separated?
I don't think so.
Like you said something about the closer.
Oh no! I know what you're saying. He said in an interview that she apparently was on some show called The Closer. I have not seen it. Closer.
I saw a little bit of it. It wasn't my thing.
He said that if it wasn't for that show, they would have been basically completely broke and had to sell everything.
Yeah.
Because of what happened with them and Bertie Madoff. But he said that show basically saved them from going bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're still together, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. One of the longest running marriages in Hollywood, I think.
Oh.
It sounds to me like that.
Well, good.
But he seems like a for all intents and purposes, when I've heard interviews with him, he seems like a really nice guy.
He seems relatively normal. Now, who knows? Maybe we'll find out next week that he's part of the Teal tribe. But as of today, he seems like a fairly normal dude for being an actor.
A Teal tribe. Well, when you were talking about what the Teal tribe was, I'm like, that sounds really weird. And now I've been hearing about it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds super cultish.
Yeah, even when I was talking to my one friend who asked Teal Swan a question once.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend told me about the Teal tribe. I was like, that sounds like a cult. And we both started laughing.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yes. What was that? Oh, as an aside, since we're talking about repressed childhood memories and molestation and all that stuff, I know you haven't seen a lot of South Park, but did you see that one episode where the kids have their parents taken away they all say that the parents molested them, and it's because like Kyle couldn't go to some concert, so he tells people that, and then other people start telling that about their parents. So all the parents go to jail, the kids are left alone, and this couple goes through South Park, and they're like, they were your parents, you're not supposed to do that. So the parents come back to the city, but by now they've been so brainwashed by these social workers that they actually think that they did molest their kids.
No.
So they're like apologizing to the kids for molesting them and saying, we're sorry, we're not going to molest you anymore. And the kids, but you didn't molest us. And he's like, no, we did, and we're sorry about that.
No, I didn't see that one.
That's a pretty good episode.
That's pretty funny, actually.
There's a scene in that episode, babes, where all the parents are in this like reprogramming class, and the counselor brings in a picture of Jerry Mathers when he was like Leave It to Beaver.
Well, he was in Leave It to Beaver, right?
Yeah, it's like a cutout of him, and he's like, see this little boy? Don't molest him. Fight your urge. Don't look at his nipples. Don't look at his hard nipples. Don't molest him. Don't look at those hard nipples.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so disturbing. I have to laugh at it. I don't know.
Yes.
It's disturbing, but it's kind of funny at the same time.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow. No, I did not see that episode.
That's a good one.
Was it like an older one, or was it like
It's an older one. Oh. I would say probably came out around 2000.
They're brainwashed by social workers.
No, we did molest you, and we're sorry. We're no longer going to molest you. We're better now. Give us another chance.
No, you actually didn't.
No, we did, but we're not going to do it anymore.
Oh, wow. Do they hug at the end? Is that what happens?
I think so.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
But in real life, that wouldn't fly. I mean, they would really take it seriously.
Yeah.
Mandated reporters everywhere would report that.
Yes.
Mandated reporters. That's funny.
Very good, Jaylo.
What was it called? Do you remember?
The name of the episode?
Yeah.
I don't, but I could look it up later and let you know.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but it's...
Might be fun.
Oh
it's a good episode.
Oh.
Yeah. I do want to watch some South Park with you.
No. I watched enough of it. I'm not really a South Park fan.
So here's the thing, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. South Park to me is very hit and miss. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of episodes where I think to myself, how did this get on the air?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
But when it hits really, really hard with me. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of episodes that I hate, but there's a lot of episodes that I think are pure genius. Uh-huh. And that one is pretty good. Uh-huh. So there's some episodes I would like to show you that I think you would get a real kick out of. Like that episode where they do the chili cook-off. I think it's called like Scott Tenorman Must Pay.
Wow.
Where this kid sells his pubic hairs to Cartman. And Cartman goes and brags to his friend because he's like, hey guys, don't be mad because I got pubes before you did. And they're like, you're not supposed to buy them. You're supposed to grow them.
Wow.
That's a great episode, babes.
I will say this because I think I was watching it with somebody, and there was one episode where Cartman was trying to learn how to get to the deep end of the pool.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, all the 6th graders get out of the pool, and then he sees something green and somebody pees in the pool, and he's like, oh no, not again. You remember that one?
Yes, I remember
the deep end.
Part of that, yeah.
I can make it to the deep end. I mean, yeah, there were some things I was laughing about, but I'm not a South Park person.
Yeah, I think a couple episodes would do you some good, though.
Oh
my goodness. And you loved Rob Schneider on it.
Well, that part. Rob Schneider.
He's going to find out that being a carrot isn't as easy as it looks.
And he's running away from the bunny.
Yeah.
For the creators of Derp.
And Derp comes Rob Schneider. Well, babes.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say about the movie Sleepers?
No, I don't. Everybody was just really good at acting, and the score was good too.
Yeah, it was John Williams.
Yes.
We were talking about him this morning.
We were.
This dude is a mastermind as far as scores go.
Yes, he is. Very good.
You know that I think that the Star Wars movies are very overrated. Mm-hmm. And it's actually kind of insulting that people compare it to Star Trek all the time.
I don't know. The Star Trek is very different.
It's very different, but people, whenever oftentimes they'll bring the two in the same thing. Yes, they both have star in their names. Mm-hmm. One is a masterpiece and the other is Star Wars.
Oh my goodness.
But, for real, I do think that one thing that Star Wars not only has over Star Trek, but pretty much any other movie, is I think that the soundtrack to Star Wars is maybe the best soundtrack in motion picture history. Mm-hmm. And I think anybody who tries to deny it probably doesn't know what they're talking about. Maybe you could make an argument for Gone with the Wind being better, but it's close.
Oh, Gone with the Wind had a great score.
Yeah.
Great score.
Yeah. And John Williams, I believe, did the Star Wars score.
By the way, we mentioned this in another podcast episode. Watch the documentary on Max Steiner.
That's really good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
They mention a theme to A Summer Place, which I really want to see that movie with you.
That might be fun.
That was the one that was picked up by Percy Faith. That's a great piece of music.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've been a music fan forever.
Yeah.
So I would say that, and it's true. I mean, I personally do not have a desire to write musical scores, but I understand that people can make a lot of money from that if it's a good score.
I never followed up on this. After we watched the Steiner documentary,
yeah,
did you find yourself listening to any film soundtracks around the house?
I have not.
Oh.
I have not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and then I talked about Jason Horner, which he was a film score writer, and I forgot that he died in his plane when he crashed in Santa Barbara.
Oh.
It was very sad.
Yes.
I heard his name and I'm like, Jason Horner, and I'm like, oh wow, that is so sad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he got a lot of awards for his scores too.
Yeah. John Williams has 5 Oscars, but 52 Oscar nominations.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is impressive.
And I bet you, babes, that some of those nominations were against himself, meaning that he was probably nominated for Best Composer multiple times in the same year for at the Oscar ceremony.
Say what Steven Spielberg would do.
Okay. This is what I heard. Obviously, I never experienced this, but before the pandemic, and it might be going on now again, but I think once a year for a number of years, John Williams would do a performance of various pieces of music he composed with the LA Philharmonic. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes, the person who would introduce these performances would be Steven Spielberg. So Steven Spielberg would come out, and he'd be like, John Williams is very important to the musical world and the movies in general, but he's like, instead of giving you a long speech, let me prove it to you. So what he would do was he would show a couple scenes from various movies that he directed with the John Williams score. And then he'd show those same scenes without the John Williams score, mm-hmm. to show how important music would be to a particular piece of film.
So like what it would bring audience.
Yeah. Wow. He'd show a couple scenes with the music and then those same scenes without it. And that would be his introduction to John Williams.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought, one, that's super cool of Spielberg to do.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's a great way of conveying to an audience why music and film is so important. Because I think John Williams has composed every score of a Steven Spielberg movie since like Close Encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did all the Indiana Jones movies. He did Jurassic Park. I think he's done everyone pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
So an interesting man there. Jaylo. You should write him a letter.
Why?
I don't know. Just get his thoughts on things. Write John Williams an email.
I don't know his email address.
We could find it out.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if he wants to hear from me who he doesn't know exists.
Oh.
Yeah. Some person that enjoys his scores.
Nice.
But I don't know.
He's probably too busy playing with his Oscars and all that stuff.
Writing new scores.
Yes.
I don't. Do you know how old he is?
I don't know, but I know that he's still working.
Yeah.
So, good on him.
Good on him.
Yes. Jaylo.
Yes.
We watched another movie.
The Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yes.
I was a little bit confused about it.
I was a little bit confused too. It's basically, it takes place in like the 1850s, and it's the British military conquering different areas of the world. So like India and other places.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of this, there's a love story. A lady is engaged to one brother.
Elsa, so her name is Elsa, and she's engaged to Jeffrey.
Yep. But she's also getting it on with...
She's in love with Perry. She's not getting it on with anybody.
Okay.
She's in love with Perry, who's his brother.
Yeah.
And they have been meaning to tell Jeffrey for a while.
And life goes on. There's a battle scene at the end, and I believe both brothers die.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I was confused by the movie, but I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
Especially the thing with Benji.
Benji, yeah, she was the I think she was supposed to be like some kind of a socialite, right?
Yeah. And her husband is like a higher up in the military, I think.
And Benji's like, why do you have to poke your nose into everybody's personal lives? Like, and then I forgot what her comment was, but it was really funny.
Yeah. I enjoyed this movie.
I did too.
I wish I had more to say about it, though.
I wished I did too, because it's kind of hard to follow. Somebody was falling asleep.
Yeah, and...
That was you.
But I was awake.
No, that was you.
No, I was falling asleep. But there's also... It was very visual.
Mm-hmm.
There's points in the movies where there's a lot of text.
Mm-hmm.
And so that made it hard for us to really follow it as blind people.
Yeah, but but otherwise it was a really good movie. If there was a description of it, it'd probably be easier to follow.
Exactly. There was not one because I checked.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But it was interesting stuff.
Yes.
Yes. Babes.
Yep.
Did you have any dreams last night?
I did not, but I was gone.
So was I.
I was really tired.
I woke up around 7 and finished listening to the Teal Swan podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Or most of it. And then I went back to sleep. And then I listened to I started listening to the last episode. You woke up around 8:55. And then when you were in the shower, I finished the last episode.
How was it?
It was good.
Oh, good.
It was disturbing, but good.
It was disturbing, but good. And he, did she kind of go back on her stuff in the last episode?
The one thing I would say is he's talking about how she has access. We mentioned this earlier, but to the Acacia records. And then she's like, but there's some stuff I can't access. Mm-hmm. And he's asking why. And she says, well, we're trying to figure that out right now. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
In other words, she has no access.
No, because I could just say why I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know everything. And that would make a lot more sense than saying I have access to all the information ever, except for some.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go there, Jaylo.
Exactly.
Are there any goals or intentions or self-love exercises you plan on doing this week?
Yeah. it's going to be an interesting week because I'll just say, I'll say it this way without giving much away. 3 days out of my week is going to be very busy.
Yep.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's going to be very busy.
Good.
And there is something that I am making in my cooking class that I'm going to make again because it turned out so good the first time. And I'm going to be making something else on the stovetop, which I've done before, but I want to get better at it.
Nice.
Yes.
I am going to a Teal Swan retreat next weekend, so I will not be here.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's a joke, obviously. No, I will find another rabbit hole to go down, so the next time we do this, it won't all be about Teal Swan.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Poor interviewer who had to listen to her for 3 hours.
The guy's name, I think, was I hope I'm getting it right, Jennings Bryan or Bryant. He did a really good job.
No, Chris. His name was Chris.
Chris?
Yeah. You're talking about the.
Okay. I was talking about the dude who did the podcast. You're talking about the guy who interviewed her for 3 hours.
Yeah, his name was Chris something or other, but Jennings Bryant was the guy who did the podcast.
I'm pretty sure that's his last name. I know his first name is Jennings. Really good job with it.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes. And our thoughts and prayers go out to Chris.
My goodness.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Thank you there, Jaylo. And I'm also looking forward to hearing any new lies about George Santos.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he should have a session with her.
Yeah, he could join the Teal tribe.
I mean, both of them are known for, one of them is known for lies and the other one is possibly lying. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or maybe she believes that she isn't.
I don't know what she believes.
Maybe this podcast, this episode should be called "Is Teal for Real?" But I don't know.
I was thinking maybe, but we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, Sleepers and Teal are talking about the tribe.
Sleepers and the tribe.
Something like that.
The tribe of sleepers.
Yeah. We'll come up with something.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Oh, fuck, I was sorry.
I do not talk like that.
No, I know.
I don't laugh like that either. No, I don't talk like that. You know.
There we go, there, Jaylo.
Well, I talk like that sometimes, but I don't laugh like that.
There we go.
Anyway.
I was on the bus with somebody that I didn't like.
Oh, really? What, like just their voice or what?
I had an issue with this person.
Oh, okay.
This was back in Denver in 2007.
Yeah.
And he said, we just have too much fun. And stuff like that sets me off, especially back then when I was a younger man. So I just started ripping into him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I probably could have been a little bit nicer in that situation.
I'll just say, did this person really irritate you that much?
Yes.
Male or female?
Male.
Oh, I'll ask you about.
And I don't even know if you've heard the story why.
Okay, I'll ask you about that after this.
Yeah. Yes. Well, babes.
Yeah?
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Oh, give me a kiss.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bubs.
What?
Would you stop making noises?
I don't make noises. You do. That was you.
No, that was not Bubs. Your voice is way lower than mine.
Oh.
Way deeper than mine. I don't think it would be me, Bubs.
All right, give me a kiss then.
Really?
What?
What's that for?
I don't know. Because you said my voice is lower than yours.
It's deeper than mine.
It's deeper than yours.
My goodness.
Oh my god.
What?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
All right, babes. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
All right. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.